Hi friends! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dana and I am so excited to be sharing my love of makeup and beauty with you all. Today I have a really quick review on the BH Cosmetics Mimosa palette. This is part of their Brunch Vibes collection. I'm aware this is a bit of an older palette, but it's brand new to my collection and I wanted to talk about it. This guy is a 16 pan eyeshadow palette in sort of a pink and a little bit of nude or yellow thrown in there as well. It's predominantly a matte palette, but there are 5 shimmers in here, so you do get some nice kind of variety with that as well. There is this really stark white in the corner, as well as 2 sort of, I would call them nude or brown shades. It doesn't go particularly deep. This one up here, Pomegranate, and this guy down here, Raspberry, are going to be your 2 deepest shades. So if you're someone who likes really, really deep shadows, you're going to want a sort of companion palette to this. But if you're not a big fan of deep shadows, or you're new to color and you just want to kind of play around with something a little bit lighter and easier to work with, this is a really good option for you. BH Cosmetics palettes are very affordable. I believe I paid about £12 for this one on Beauty Bay. Obviously it's going to vary a little bit where you're from, how much it costs, but I think personally that's a really, really good price for a palette like this. I think these are really, really nice quality. The mattes are beautiful, they're not patchy, they blend really nicely. The shimmers look really, really nice on the eyes. They go on very well with a brush. They go on a little bit better with your finger, but the look I did today was done with a brush and you can totally use that. It works just fine. Maybe this is just me being, you know, sort of a Mimosa traditionalist. I picture mimosas being very orange. They usually don't have pinks in them for me. I don't typically have like raspberries in my mimosas. So for me this was a little bit more pink than I was, you know, hoping based on the name. Obviously I saw the color story, I bought it knowing that it was very pink, but I think to me mimosa means orange, so I was just expecting a little bit more kind of yellow from the name. But that being said, I really like it. I think it's a very, very nice palette. It's very easy to work with. So I think I will go ahead and swatch the palette for you. I have a very, very quick tutorial at the end. This eye look took about 5 minutes to do. It's super fast, so I think that's really awesome. And just show you how it performs a little bit, and we'll chat about the shadows. I'm gonna start top row across, middle row across, and then go from there. I think that'll just be easier to kind of work with. So in our top row we have Sunny, which is this bright kind of canary yellow. It's quite a soft shade, so it can be kind of blended out. It is what I have on the inner corner of my eye today. Next we have Vibes, which is this sort of peachy pink. I really like this shade, I think it's so pretty. Next we have Pop, which is a really nice kind of shimmer. This one's a bit of a softer shimmer. It doesn't have a ton of pigment in it, but it is quite pretty. And then we have one of the deeper shades. This one is Pomegranate. So this is what I mean when I say this palette doesn't really have any deep shades. Pomegranate, I think, is the darkest shade in the palette. This one, or Raspberry, would be the darkest. In that second row we have Chilled, which is this stark white. You can't really even see it on my skin tone. I'm very, very pale, but that is a bright white. And then we have Champagne, which is a soft champagne-y shimmer. It is also very light. It's hard to see there. Next we have OJ, which is a sort of orangey yellow. It's, yeah, I don't really know how else to describe it. It's like an orangey ochre yellow. And the last for this half of the palette, we have Happy Hour, which is a sort of reddy brown kind of color. So that is the first half of the palette. Starting off on the third row, we have Cheers, which is a really beautiful sort of soft peach shimmer. I like this one a lot for really subtle looks. It also looks really nice on the inner corner. Then we have Bottomless. Bottomless is technically a matte with sparkle in it, although the sparkle doesn't really stick around, so you really just sort of get this nice bubblegum pink. Next we have Guava, which is a bright, yeah, like a bright pink, bright magenta almost. And then we have Raspberry. This is the other deep shade in this palette.
Again, not very deep, and this one's almost a little bit patchy. It looks better with a brush, it swatches patchy. In the bottom row, we have Bubbly, which is a sort of champagne-y kind of shimmer. I really like that shade. We have We Heart Brunch, which is a really soft nude. It's a great transition shade on me. We have Fizzy, which is a sort of lighter peachy shimmer. It's very subtle, very soft, but it can be really impactful on the eye. I like it a lot. And then we have this true sort of vibrant purpley bubblegum kind of color at the bottom. I believe that's called Saluti. And that is the second half of that palette. One thing of note here is that is raspberry. After being washed off, it does stain just a little bit. So overall, I really enjoy this palette. I absolutely think it was worth adding to my collection. I really enjoy it. I think the quality is amazing. The price is great. It really adds a very nice sort of pink base to my collection that is skewing a little more green and blue lately. I feel like this was a very quick review because I just don't really have anything negative to say. I really enjoyed it. If you'd like to see a very quick 5-minute tutorial on how I did this little sunset eye, stick around. I will show that to you right now. Okay, so now that we're all zoomed in, we can get started on the eye look. I think today I'm going to go for a kind of sunset eye, I think. So to start, I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and grab this yellow up here called Sunny. And I am just going to pop that sort of in the inner corner into the crease that way. And I'm going to be a little bit messy with this because I don't really need this to look perfect yet. I really like Sunny for this kind of inner corner because it's fun, it's bright, and I enjoy it. Okay, and then I'm going to take Vibes, which is right beside that next lightest pink, on the same brush, and I'm just going to do that across sort of the top of my crease, blending into Sunny there. With a slightly smaller fluffy brush, I'm going to take this shade here called Guava, and I am going to kind of put this in the outer corner and a bit into the crease as well, just overlapping with Vibes there. I love how easy these shades are to work with. This is just, it's such a nice, easy palette. I mean, like, they're brightly colored and stuff, but it's still, it never feels like it's going to be difficult to use, which I think especially for beginners or people who are new to color, that's great. That's a great kind of feature to have. I'm going to take my smallest little fluffy brush and I'm going to grab into Pomegranate, which is this top color here. And I'm just going to use this on the outer corner and kind of deepen up that V shape there. This palette doesn't go very dark. Pomegranate or Raspberry are the two kind of deepest shades, and I mean, as you can see, they're not actually very deep. So you can get a deeper look with this palette, but if you want to go like actually deep, you might need to reach into something else for it, but that's not too bad. I don't really mind. I'm going to take that same big fluffy brush that we started with and just sort of blend all of that out along that crease just to make it more smooth and seamless. I'm going to take a little smudger brush and I'm going to go into that second shade, Guava, in the middle. And we're just going to pop that under the outer portion of the eye. And we'll just smudge that to blend it in. And then same brush, I'm going to take Sunny and just use that on the inner corner of my bottom lashes. those two. I'm gonna take this sparkly shade down here called Fizzy, which is sort of like a peachy pink shade, and I'm just gonna take it on a flat shader and just pack it on that empty spot in the middle of my lid there. Can inch a little bit over Sunny. I really like this shade, it's quite reflective. And I'm going to take a mid-sized fluffy brush again and just buff out any of those harsh edges. I love how easy this palette is to work with. Like, I feel like I can get a really bright, fun, colorful look very, very quickly with it. I'm quite happy with that eyeshadow look. Let's give you a little view. I am going to just do my liner and mascara, and then we will pop back in. Alright, so here is the finished look, just a very quick and easy, colorful sunset eye. I topped it off with some black winged liner, mascara, and a little bit of lip gloss. Final thoughts here, I really, really love this palette. I think it's really easy to work with, it's very bright and colorful. The shadows are really pigmented, but they don't have much fallout. They're very easy to work with. I think this is a really, really nice palette. I really, really enjoy it. Overall, I think this is a great palette. The only downside I can think of is that there just really isn't much of a deep shade in here, which is a little bit disappointing. If you want to kind of go really deep with it, you do have to reach into another palette. But at the same time, if you don't, if you're not someone who really likes deep shadow, or you just want something that's like quick and easy to work with, this is really good. Definitely recommend. That was everything I wanted to touch on in today's review. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope it helps you decide if maybe you want this palette or you want something similar. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love for you to subscribe and to see you back in the next one. Bye!